Matchup number 4 of the summer and matchup number 2 for today between the Newport Gulls and the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Hi, everybody. Zach Letson getting you set for Salve Regina University night here at Cardines Field as Newport gets set for game number 2 of today's doubleheader against Martha's Vineyard. Nelson Berkwich takes the bump for Newport, making his first appearance, and it'll look to keep Newport in first place in the NECBL. We'll see if they can. But first, Newport Gulls pregame show starts next.
Doctors at University Orthopedics have been caring for the people of southeastern New England for more than 40 years. With the Warren Alpert Medical School of Brown University, we train the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. Our state-of-the-art facilities stretch from Westerly to Mansfield. At our East Bay Surgery Center, we've performed thousands of surgeries, including same-day total joint replacements. We've grown through the years, but our goal has always been getting you back to doing what you love to do. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here. University Orthopedics.
Welcome back to the Gulls pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Zach Letson joined alongside Sam Cochran as we prepare for Game 2 of this doubleheader. And Sam, I don't know how many guys can say they were back-to-back All-Star in the NECBL. You find out yesterday. What was your reaction to getting that honor?
Definitely proud of it. You know, it's absolutely an honor to be named an All-Star for the second year. Just happy to be out there around some really good talent again. It's going to be a blast on Sunday. We're going to have some fun.
Well, Newport has 5 All-Stars, and not a coincidence, playing their best ball this season, you guys, a 6-game winning streak. What do you think's really clicked for you guys lately?
We're definitely on a roll. I think we enjoy being around each other every single day, and we like competing, you know. Good at-bats are contagious. I think I've said it before. We're just going to keep riding the wave and hope to get 2 more today.
Well, it's a big doubleheader. Of course, Martha's Vineyard came here for a doubleheader in 2019. That played a pivotal role, and it's funny how baseball works. 2 years later, right back doing the same thing. How do you pick up a win against a very good Martha's Vineyard side?
Just stick to the plan. You know, we want to have some good at-bats. We know they have a lot of good arms over there, a lot of talented arms. So we're going to, hit fastballs hard, try not to chase the off-speed down in the zone, and that's what we're going to do offensively. The pitching's been really solid for us as well. So we're just going to stick to that plan and, hopefully get a couple more today.
All right, Sam, well, thanks and best of luck out there. All right. Pregame show will continue right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
You choose your own course, set your own pace. We get that. And our community succeeds when we work together. At People's Credit Union, we've been about people helping people since we first opened our doors in 1922. That's what credit unions do. We serve our members and our communities. And that drives our every action, every single day. That means building strong ties and doing what's right for our community. Because at People's, you're more than just a member. You belong here and always will.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Newport Gulls pregame show on the NECBL Broadcast Network. I'm Liam Tormey, alongside Ben Gentile, another member of our media team. So, Ben, tell me, why did you decide this year to come and work for the Newport Gulls?
So, I'm currently at the University of Rhode Island, and I switched into the sports media program. I just need some credits and get some experience out in the field. It's a great place to do it.
It definitely is. So, being here so far, you've obviously had a bunch of different roles in the media. You've been up in the broadcast booth. You've been doing graphics. You've been doing camera work. What's been your favorite part so far about being with this Gulls team at Cardines Field?
I honestly love working the camera, and I love watching good baseball. So working the camera and being able to do that is something I've really enjoyed.
Oh, yeah, especially here at Cardines Field, get a lot of good baseball. So eventually, you're here for the Gulls this year. You're doing it for school as well, obviously enjoying it. What do you see yourself in the future? You know, you're here doing sports. What do you see yourself, or what do you hope to be doing in the future in the sports world?
So I haven't really decided if I want to continue in the media, but I've been looking to maybe do some brand consulting, focus on some athletes that want to up their brand, stuff like that.
Yeah. And one day maybe we'll see Ben, marketing some of the biggest athletes that we have here. Thank you, Ben, for joining us on the Newport Gulls pregame show. I'm Liam Tormey, and we'll be right back on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Take control of your financial future. Build a secure retirement, a college fund, maybe that perfect home. First Command has been coaching people since 1958. An advisor is ready to work with you on your journey today. Call Juan Garcia, a First Command advisor, at 401-846-9842 today if you're ready to get started with a complimentary financial plan.
Quick turnaround here at Cardines Field as we're getting ready for game number 2 of this doubleheader between the Martha's Vineyard Sharks and the Newport Gulls. And we welcome you to the Gulls pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Zach Letson joined alongside the voice of the Martha's Vineyard Sharks, Brendan Morton, and the field reporter for the Newport Gulls, Liam Tormey. And was a crazy game one between these two teams, and Newport, with a big rally late, had the bases loaded, but just turned into just what was a heartbreaking loss.
It was a heartbreaking loss, and you thought it might be one of those times in that game where the Gulls were just going to come back, make the comeback, conquering, named to the All-Star game, going to get the big hit, tie the game up, potentially even win the game. Doesn't end up happening on that very close call at second base. It was a pitcher's duel in that first game. We'll see if that happens once again in this game today. But I think even with the first game loss, Grayson Moore was once again outstanding on the mound for the Gulls, and I think you take that into the second half of the year as a very positive note.
Well, I mentioned outstanding. Went 5 innings and got tagged with 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. But that earned run, that second earned run coming in that 5th inning when, either in the 6th inning when Martha's Vineyard was finally able to get to him, was pretty much unhittable before that. Did not walk a single batter and recorded 4 strikeouts for the Gulls. He was replaced by Luke Schauer, who went the final 2 innings for Newport and yielded just 2 hits and 1 run. It was not earned, and struck out for himself. No walks for the Newport Gulls and 8 strikeouts. And for Martha's Vineyard, they scored first in the top of the 3rd inning. They opened up the scoring in that frame on an RBI single from Colin Shapiro. And then, Jake Berger, and then retook the lead in the 6th inning with a 3-run frame. That was the difference in this game. A tough play for Bryce Hewlett, Newport's first baseman, on a ball that skipped by him, resulted in an error that brought 2 runs home for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. That was the difference in the game. Newport scored 1 more run in the bottom of the 6th and had the bases loaded in the 7th, but left a potential tying run at second base on a very close play at the second base bag. And that brings us here to game number 2. Newport coming in with a record of 16-8. Martha's Vineyard with a record of 14-9 as we get set for a big contest and a game that means a lot for these two Southern Division rivals.
Yeah, obviously tight in the standings right now. Another big game coming up. You know, it's fun, obviously, to have this opportunity. The Gulls obviously had the opportunity to increase their lead in first place, but now, you know, the Sharks have a chance to get back just within half a game of the Gulls, the leading place in the Southern Division of the NECBL.
So Newport looking for their 3rd win over the Martha's Vineyard Sharks this season and a bounce back after a tough 4-2 loss in Game 1 of today's doubleheader. We'll have starting lineups for you and opening ceremonies followed by first pitch on the other side right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The New England League is the most competitive brand of amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. With 14 teams located in all 6 New England states and over 150 Major League Baseball alumni, The league entertains our region for 2 months every summer. Student athletes from all over the country descend upon the region's most scenic communities to offer summer baseball at its finest. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League continues to transcend communities and give the best student athletes from across the country a chance at their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit necbl.com. The New England League. Keep your eye on the dream. The 2021 New England League All-Star Game will be hosted by the Newport Gulls at historic Cardines Field on Sunday, July 18th. Join the NECBL's best as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every MLB organization at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. Visit asg21.necbl.com for more information. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Tuesday, August 3rd, when the 2021 New England League playoffs begin. And this year, the postseason field is bigger than ever. All 14 teams will qualify for the 2021 NECBL playoffs, starting with a single elimination wildcard round and a first-round bye for the first-place team. The winning teams will meet in best-of-3 series for the divisional semifinals and finals. And then, the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2021 postseason.
Getting ready for baseball here at Cardines Field. Game number 2 of our 7-inning doubleheader here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. And a big night here at Cardines Field. It's Salve Regina University night here at the park. A great crowd here on hand for tonight's Monday night action. So let's send things down to Newport Gulls Director of Operations, Mike Falcone, to take us through the pregame ceremonies.
Off Bellevue Avenue, students have a wonderful opportunity to learn and grow outside the lecture halls and in their own very backyard. The Gulls and Salve Regina have had an outstanding relationship since the very beginning of our organization's history. Gulls volunteers, host families, interns, and coaches all have come from Salve Regina. Let's give them a round of applause. Prior to tonight's ceremonial first pitches, the Newport Gulls would like to recognize a few individuals that have been integral members of both the Salve Regina community as well as the Newport Gulls. First up, I'd like to introduce Gulls President and General Manager, Chuck Pava, coached Salve Regina's baseball team for years and has taught marketing and business classes at the university. Also, Newport Gulls Hall of Famer and former Director of Public Relations, Christine Hendrickson, is the university's Associate Vice President of University Relations and Chief Communications Officer. She's integral in putting tonight's night together. Let's give her a big round of applause. Christine is actually the first woman to have been inducted into the Newport Gulls Hall of Fame as well. A remarkable contribution to our organization. We'd also like to introduce Susan Fasari, who's a Salve graduate and mother of Newport Gull and tonight's starting pitcher, Nelson Berkwich. He's living with Ed and Kelly Shea, who are his host families while he's here in Newport, and also Salve Regina graduates. Emily Miller, our athletic trainer, is the athletic trainer at Salve Regina and has worked with the Gulls for most of the past 6 seasons. Gabe Granberry, he's running around here somewhere helping out with the grounds crew and in the concession stand. He's a 2021 graduate of Salve Regina and a dedicated member of our staff. Also myself, this is a very special night because I wouldn't be here in Newport without Salve Regina. We'd like to also welcome the 80th president in university history, Kelly J. Armstrong, who's here on hand tonight. Lastly, here joining us, Sister Teresa Antone, who's the Chancellor of Salve Regina. She's here with us tonight. Let's give her a round of applause. Now, I'd like to welcome a few special members of the community who are going to throw out tonight's ceremonial first pitches. First, I'd like to introduce Lori and Tim Burns. Lori is a faculty member in the Department of Business Studies at Salve Regina, and Tim is a Salve trustee. They are among the first host families for the Newport Gulls and hosted Mike Malilla. Mike, a 2008 and 2000 Newport Gull, won the championship in 2009 and was also named the All-Star Game MVP. He was drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers, and he's here with us tonight to throw out the ceremonial first pitch on behalf of Tim and Lori. Let's give him a round of applause. His daughter May is going to help him throw the ceremonial first pitch out here. And Mike. Next, 1994 grad, Randy Early and Allison Early from the 1995 class here to throw out a ceremonial first pitch. They came all the way back to Newport from North Carolina to be with us tonight. This year, they were honored with the Alumni Volunteer Service Award, and the first time presented to an alumni couple. They're joined by their children, Aiden and Grace, who are hopefully future Seahawks. First, we'll have Randy throw out the first pitch. His son Aiden's coming up next. We're up told to bring some heat, so watch out, Joe. He's coming from the mound. Heads up, Joe. Oh! What's that read on the gun? Lastly, the 2021 Rhode Island Principal of the Year and 1996 graduate, Suzette Wardell. Let's give everybody from Salve a big round of applause again. At this time, I'd like everyone to please rise and remove your caps. From Salve Regina here with us tonight, say a few words. Father Hans.
Let us pray. Mighty God, your word says that whatever we do, we must work at it with all our hearts as if we are working for you and not for human masters. Let us pray that these teams tonight have this mindset as they play this game today. Let them acknowledge that they will receive an inheritance from you as a reward, for it is you that they are serving. Although a win is a great initiative, you are the ultimate prize. God of glory, your word says that in the race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize. So you have commanded us to run in such a way as to get that prize. Let us pray tonight that all of us have this as our priority to get the crown that will last forever. Be with these baseball teams and the Salve Regina University community so that we do not run aimlessly, but always towards you. Amen.
Thank you, Father. Please remain standing. As here with us tonight to present the nation's colors is the Cranston Police Department. Please welcome to the field to perform tonight's national anthem, a rising senior at Salve Regina University, Sophie Silverio. She's majoring in psychology and minoring in music and has been involved in the performing arts since she was 6 years old. thank you again, Sally Regina, Newport Gulls Hall of Famers, Christine Hendrickson, Mike Willow, and all who participate in tonight's pregame ceremony. Now let's get ready to play some baseball.
Let's get ready to play some baseball indeed. Getting closer and closer to first pitch coming up in just moments here at Cardines Field between the Newport Gulls and the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Newport looking to bounce back after a tough Game 1 loss. Martha's Vineyard came out on top by a score of 4-2. Moves Newport to 16-8 on the season and Martha's Vineyard to 14-9 on the year. Here on Salve Regina night, just had some nice ceremonies here to precede tonight's ball game. A 7-inning affair. It's worth noting after a 7-inning first game between these two, and it really lived up to, even though it was just a 7-inning game, from a thrilling standpoint, was just a lot of fun to watch, and just Newport just couldn't get that big hit at the end.
Couldn't get that big hit at the end, but there were some positive things I think that Newport can take from that game. One, as we mentioned, Grayson Moore being outstanding for his time on the mound. 5 innings pitched. Obviously didn't get the win that he wanted to, but thought he did a lot of good things on the mound. Getting hitters into contact positions where letting your fielders do what you need to do. Got a couple strikeouts, especially on his breaking balls. And, you know, the bats just woke up, I guess, a little too late for the Gulls. And they had that opportunity at the end. Didn't work out. You take Game 2 and you split this series, and it's a whole new thing.
Well, Martha's Vineyard has shifted their lineup a little bit here as we go to game number 2 and look for a sweep here at Cardines Field. Newport looking for a split. But Brennan, why don't you take us through a little bit of a different starting nine that Martha's Vineyard has there here for the night game?
A few substitutions and some players just moving around the field. Leading off for the Sharks will be Matt Woods. He will play first base again. In the second spot, same spot, he'll be playing second base is Will Duff. Playing shortstop again, batting third is Jake Berger. In the cleanup spot, switching from catcher to designated hitter, Spencer Bramwell. Coming in as the catcher for the second half of the doubleheader is Jorge Corona. Batting sixth will be Grant Norris. He's now playing third base. Moving into center field will be Levi Usher. Batting eighth, Tommy Seidel will be moving to left field. And batting ninth is going to be A.J. Shaver in right field.
Well, with a shift in the Martha's Vineyard lineup, a shift in the defense for the Newport Gulls. An outfield that's the same. Connor Kiley in left field, Kenny Oyama in center, and Sam Cochran in right, but a different infield as C.J. Pitaro moves to third base, replacing Joe Fortin. Chase Acuff, the new shortstop for the Newport Gulls, with Dawson Brinkman at second, as the first pitch hit hard right to Gavin Cassis, who's over at first. How about that for a transition? Over at first with Matt Wood, the All-Star Game fan vote candidate. Behind the dish for Nelson Berkwich, Newport's starting pitcher, making his first appearance as a Newport Gull this summer, coming from Vanderbilt University, and pitched with the team in the College World Series Finals against Mississippi State. Was one of their better arms throughout the year. As this pitch comes into Duff outside for ball number 1. Went 1-0 with a 3.07 ERA in 10 games pitched. Went 14 1/3 innings. Pitch drops in there for a strike.
It's exciting stuff to have Nelson Berkwich on the mound here at Cardines Field. We have Gavin Cassis come back from the College World Series. He already has made his impact. Look to see tonight if Berkwich, as that ball goes foul, if Berkwich can have that same effect. And I think the Gulls and their coaching staff are very excited to see what he's got tonight.
19 strikeouts to just 3 walks across those 14 1/3 with the Vanderbilt Commodores. And now I'll step off the bump. Will Duff had a big hit in the 2 spot in that first game between these two. It was a double that started a big 6th inning when Martha's Vineyard scored 3. It was the difference in the ball game. Pitch is outside from Berkwich, and now we've gone even 2-2. Two. That's in there for strike 3. First strikeout as a Newport Gull for Nelson Berkwich. There's 2 down.
Game 1, Duff struck out twice. Strikes out another time. They got 3 on the day, and Berkowitz with good stuff to start this first inning.
So the middle part of the lineup for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks, that part did not change. 2, 3, and 4. It was Duff, Berger, and Bramwell, and remains the same. And here is the 3-hitter, Jake Berger. Had a big game for Martha's Vineyard in Game 1. One of just 2 players with multiple hits. Singles that came in the 3rd and in the 6th. And he drives to 1-0. Nice scoop from Gavin Cassis over at first base. He flips over to his teammate, Nelson Berkowitz, and that's the side. How about that? 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Head to the home half here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League.
Want to know more about Newport Gulls broadcasts? Have a question, comment, or suggestion?
Email broadcast@newportgulls.com.
Our all-volunteer crew strives to produce the highest quality broadcast possible, and we want to know how we're doing. Be a part of Newport Gulls broadcast and let us know what you think by sending an email to
broadcast@newportgulls.com. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/NewportGulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/NewportGulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews.
Newport gets their first crack at the plate in game number 2. Let's give you the starting lineup for the Newport Gulls as they look to split here against the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Kenny Oyama, the center fielder, digs into the box for Newport. Dawson Brigman right behind him, batting second and playing second. Sam Cochran, the all-star for the 2nd consecutive summer season, plays right field. Matt Wood, the catcher, hits 4th. Gavin Cassis, who just made a nice play at first, hits 5th and plays first, moving from the DH spot. Chase Acuff, the Eckerd College teammate of Sam Cochran, hits 6th and plays the 6th. Plays shortstop. CJ Pitaro at the hot corner hitting 7th. Connor Kiley hits 8th and plays left. And Spencer Smith rounds out the order playing shortstop and hitting 9th. Kenny Oyama, a clang off of one of the poles here down the left field line. On the very first pitch, I believe it was Matt Wood that had a similar situation. And, of course, in that game number 1, we saw Alex Galvin, the pitcher and the closer for Martha's Vineyard, clock 96, and saw some hot shots off the bat in foul territory from Gulls hitters. As the 0-1, this one shot into fair play and back up the middle for a base hit. Kenny Oyama gets things started for the Gulls here in game number 2.
Kenny Oyama starting right where he left off in game number 1, gets a base hit off of Vanderhei. Vanderhei hasn't pitched since June 20th against Danbury, where he only pitched 1 1/3. He has a 6.75 ERA, so I think if the Gulls can come out of this game early, get the bats rolling just like they left off in game 1, then they can get themselves to a big lead.
Well, it was Dawson Brigman who dug into the box not too long ago, less than an hour ago, at the end of game 1, and had a fantastic at-bat, worked a 9-pitch walk with Newport down to their final out to keep things alive.
Yeah, well, all things aside here, it's great to have Ryan Vanderhei back on the mound for the Sharks. Unfortunately, in his last contest against Danbury, he took a line drive off the head. That's why he he actually stayed in the game for a little bit after that, but hasn't pitched since then, obviously. So been a while for recovery.
Ceruto off and running. Corona from his knees, and the throw bounces into left. Here goes Kenny Oyama. Into third, he'll make it safe. Boy, is he fun to watch on the base paths. Just all the way to third in the blink of an eye.
Obviously, great stolen base there by Oyama. Puts the pressure on the Sharks, but as I was saying, it's good to see Ryan Vanderhey back out here healthy for a start against the Gulls.
Well, Newport did not score until the 4th inning in game 1. They've got an opportunity to do it a lot quicker than that here in game number 2. 1-1 to the second baseman, Pregame. No score in the bottom of the first. This pitch drops in, touch too low at 92 on the gun from Vanderhey. Now it's 2-1.
Mentioned it in game 1, but once again in game 2, Kenny Oyama on the bases with another stolen base. Him and Sam Cochran leading the Gulls in that category.
2-1 with Oyama on third. Pitch. Fastball rocketed right to the third baseman, over to first in time. So a good play that time over at the hot corner by Grant Norris, the new third baseman for Martha's Vineyard, after DHing in game 1. Saves a run, and there's now 1 down.
Yeah, Grant Norris has been a great infielder for the Sharks all season. Shows it there, made the play. Look back, Oyama. Obviously, Oyama, the fastest player for either team this evening. Thought he could have had a chance to go, but Grant Norris threw a rocket over to first, keeps him there, and still only 1 away here for the Sharks in the first inning.
Here's Sam Cochran, who followed Pregame big at bat himself, but Martha's Vineyard was able to escape a bases-loaded jam in the bottom of the 7th to finish off that Game 1 victory as this gets in there for a strike. It was a very close play at second base. The shortstop, Berger, flipped to Jackson with a slide from Pregame nearly beating the toss, but ruled out by a hair, and that was the ball game. 0-1 to the right fielder. Gets a piece of it into the mitt of Corona. Strike number 2. Oyama on third base. He stole second. The ball caromed in the left and took third. Newport looking to strike first. 0-2. Chopper, but it goes foul. In game number 1, Cochran reached base 2 different times. Singled and scored Newport's first run in the 4th and was hit by a pitch in the 6th but stranded at third base and then grounded into the fielder's choice at end of the ball game. Vanderhey looking to get out of some early trouble here in inning number 1. 0-2. Just got a piece. Stays alive.
We know how dangerous Sam Cochran can be. Now in his 3rd season in the NECBL, those wood bats, he knows what the deal is. And Cochran looking to get Oyama home.
Still just 1 out here in the 1st. No score early. The pitch. Looks at a fastball. Good eye from Cochran. 92 on the gun. We saw Galvin at the end of the game hit numbers that we hadn't really seen here, at least at the consistency level. And Alex Galvin was hitting 96 and 95 on a regular basis. And now the hard-throwing Vanderhey going to use the fastball to the same effect. 1-2. Curveball, another good eye from Cochran.
Vanderhey thought he had that one. Stared down at the umpire. Calls 2-2.
Oyama single to start off this bottom of the 1st. Now is at third. 2-2. Another pitch just outside. This is what Sam Cochran does. Team leader in walks. And now he's worked from 0-2 all the way back to 3-2.
In that first game, there wasn't many times where it was a long pitch count for an at-bat. We're at 8 now, about to be at 8 in this at-bat from Sam Cochran. We'll see if they can wear down Vanderhey.
Full count. Here's the pitch. Line foul. We'll do it again. One of the best contact hitters and one of the best overall hitters on this Newport Gulls team, and you're seeing why at the plate right now. This is 24th game as a member of the Newport Gulls this season. Newport's only played in 25 all year. 26 hits. Pair that with 19 walks. Both team leads. It's a pitch away from a 20th right here. Chops this one. Nice scoop at the plate, but they'll come home not in time. And now Cochran took a stumble, and you hope he's all right. It looked like the two may have collided. Looked like Wood and Cochran may have collided down the first base line as Wood made the throw home, and Cochran is shaken up.
Not sure exactly what happened, but obviously Woods tried to throw it home, and then Cochran and Woods end up banging into each other.
Yeah, Woods was thinking home plate all the way, came up with the ball and charged towards home, and that was the direction that Sam Cochran was coming from, as we could see here on the replay. And the camera pans away, but you can kind of tell what happened next. And Sam Cochran's, it's like his leg's a little banged up there.
And obviously the umpires are discussing now, what do you do? Because
is this potentially interference against Matt Woods?
Yeah.
Did he have a clear path to get to first base? Now he is out right now as it stands. An RBI ground out. It's a tough guy over there. Sam Cochran, who looks like he may be taking a break for the rest of this one. A hard collision between Matt Woods and Sam Cochran. Well, maybe not. So I chatted with the training staff and now chatting with hitting coach Ted Regan. Says I'll stay in this ball game. Spoke a little too soon, didn't I?
Gives a little smile and
they will. So it looks like they are going to call interference at first base. Matt Woods a little upset, the Martha's Vineyard first baseman, but the call would be interference. It would take the out off the board and would put Cochran at first. And now Jay Mendez is having a word with these umpires, not too happy.
He is giving them an earful, and you know it's a tough play when Cochran's going down the first baseline. Woods trying to throw to home plate. We didn't get to see the replay, but obviously
you could say it's incidental contact, but it doesn't matter if it's incidental if he has no path to the back. And I think that is what you're seeing what the call is from these umpires. That is a very upset Jay Mendez. Controversial call here right off the bat.
Well, from what I saw, I just think it's a hard play for Matt Woods to really get out of the base path. The ball it was a forehand that he took on his left hand that brought him into the base path.
And he's been tossed. Jay Mendez threw a ball towards the fence and has been thrown out by this umpiring crew. And now will get his money's worth. Having to be restrained right now. I've been to my fair share of games at Cardines Field. This is a first. A controversial call, and Jay Mendez, the manager for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks, is letting the umpiring crew hear it. And now will be met by umpiring crew and other members of the coaching staff looking to bring this to an end. He threw a baseball, it looked like, in the vicinity of his own dugout and the fence direction, and got rung up not too long after that.
Yeah, I don't think it was a baseball. I think it was a pen. I don't know. You know, there's a lot of frustration, a lot of emotion that comes from it, especially from the umpires after they have that 1 minute of just arguing back and forth. They obviously hold that temper. And Jay Mendez spilled over, and that's the result.
It seemed to gradually get worse and worse. That
Right.
Mendez at first
Right.
was obviously
Didn't like the words that he was hearing.
Yeah,
I think,
not
from
very
the
happy, and then it
entire
got worse and worse. And now he's been tossed from this game. And from the ending of last game to what is happening now, we have had a lot of action so far, and really the past hour and a half. And the score is 1-0 in favor of the Newport Gulls.
So after all of that, it wasn't initially an RBI groundout for Sam Cochran. Wipe the out off the board. He is at first base now for Matt Wood, who lines the first pitch. He sees into center field, but there is the center fielder Usher. The new center fielder for Martha's Vineyard covers some ground and makes the catch. To retire the cleanup man, 2 down.
Yeah, as I wanted to mention, on that last play, Matt Woods, the ball took him into foul territory. There was no intent to really hold up Cochran at all, just an unfortunate series of events. He wanted to get Oyama out at home, I'm sorry, but obviously Oyama too pacey, and then that play just got out of hand.
I will say you don't see that type of emotion
Right.
often from managers in the New England Collegiate Baseball League, but in the bottom of the first, and now Martha's Vineyard without their manager, I should say.
Yeah, and that's why I think Coach Mendez wanted to, just back his player. He didn't mean to look to injure Cochran, but, that's just sports. That's what happened, and then obviously that call set him off.
Here's Gavin Cassis, another Vanderbilt Commodore, a part of this Newport Gulls team. There are 3 in the lineup for Newport tonight, if you include the starting pitcher Nelson Berkwich. Gavin Cassis in the 5 spot, CJ Pitaro in the 7 hole. And the 4th Vanderbilt Commodore on this roster, Grayson Moore, he pitched in game number 1. So if you came to the ballpark today to watch both games, you've seen all 4 Vanderbilt Commodores on the Newport Gulls roster. 1-1. Big lead for Cochran. This pitch is a touch outside to Cassis, 2-1.
And meanwhile, as all of this has gone down, and we talk about base running and whatnot, Sam Cochran being one of the best base runners. Bramwell's not at home plate right now. I don't know if the injury maybe, or just strategy-wise of seeing if Cochran's leg, ankle is doing okay.
Big cut and a miss for Cassis on the 2-1, make it 2-2. 94 on the gun from Vanderhey. Brings us even. This game number 4 for Gavin Cassis. Well, if you're a Boston Red Sox fan and you recognize the last name, you should. He's the brother of Tristan Cassis, who is a star prospect in the Boston Red Sox farm system. First round pick in 2018. Slaps the 2-2 foul. We'll do it again. Made his mark with the Newport Gulls very early. Game number 1. A 2-run home run with the game tied against the Ocean State Waves in the 6th inning, but really the 8th inning in what was a 7-inning contest. In game 1 did not have a hit, but did walk in the 2nd. 2-2, runner going. This pitch in there for strike 3 on the outside part. So after giving up the run, Vanderhey able to work out a further trouble, but the Gulls strike first. As Kenny Oyama comes in to score 1-0 Newport as we head to the 2nd on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Know more about Newport Gulls broadcast? Have a question, comment, or suggestion? Email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Our all-volunteer crew strives to produce the highest quality broadcast possible, and we want to know how we're doing. Be a part of Newport Gulls broadcast and let us know what you think by sending an email to broadcast@newportgulls.com.
The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England.
Here in the top of the second at Cardines Field, Newport out to an early 1-0 lead. 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks to answer. Bramwell, it's Bramwell, Corona, and Norris. From the catcher spot to the DH spot for Spencer Bramwell. Takes a big hack it. Second pitch of the inning from Nelson Berkowitz. So far, so good for the Vanderbilt Commodore. The first inning went 1-2-3, picked up a strikeout. And this one drops in there for his second K. How about that? Making it look easy. Nelson Berkowitz, 2 punch-outs, 4 batters through here on Monday night.
It's the perfect start I think Berkowitz could have wanted so far in his first inning and a third. And he'll look to continue as Corona steps up to the plate.
2 strikeouts, both looking so far for Nelson Berkowitz. One to Will Duff, the other to Spencer Bramwell. Now the 5-hitter Jorge Corona gets his first hacks at Cardines Field this evening. Catcher from Louisiana Tech. This pitch nearly comes in and hits him. A later arrival for Martha's Vineyard. That's because he was playing in the Ruston Regional, a big regional that, of course, played host to a College World Series team, NC State. Ended up coming out of the regional, going all the way to Omaha. As this one drops in for a strike, 87 on the gun, 2-1. Two-one pitch. Another strike from Berkowitz. He is working the zone well. 10 strikes, that compared to just 4 balls. No hits yet. 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Always in a groove at Cardines Field in his debut. Nelson Berkowitz, his 3rd strikeout through the first 5 batters. There's 2 down.
He looks comfortable. No nerves here at Cardines Field tonight from Nelson Berkowitz. Just coming off the College World Series, as we've mentioned, and looking sharp.
As this pitch comes inside to Grant Norris. I was one of 2 Vanderbilt Commodores that stayed the entire way and came late, along with Cassis, that are both seeing their first action this week for Newport. Cassis on Saturday and here today, and now Berkowitz seeing the mound for the first time in summer ball. And he's behind 3-0 now to the 3rd baseman Norris. He gave up his DH spot to Bramwell and took 3rd base for game number 2 of this doubleheader. A single and a pair of strikeouts. This one's in there for a strike. Grant Norris was ready for his trot down to first, but he'll have to wait. 3-1. Skied in the air, and it's going to go foul as Matt Wood does not have a play on it. The new catcher for the Newport Gulls after playing in the DH spot in game number 1. Catches in game 2. Of course, a scary injury on Saturday to Peter Ceruto, Newport's catcher. Hit in the helmet with a fastball in game number 1. As the payoff pitch is roped the other way, this ball drops just fair for a base hit. Sam Cochran will play the carom off the wall as not stopping. Going into second is Norris. The throw, they got him. Sam Cochran, a dart to his former Eckerd College teammate, Chase Acuff. And there you go. A hit. It's immediately wiped away. We're through an inning and a half. Head to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Gulls on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Gulls broadcast network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The Newport Gulls broadcast network. The New England League is the most competitive brand of amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. With 14 teams located in all 6 New England states and over 150 Major League Baseball alumni, the league entertains our region for 2 months every summer. Student athletes from all over the country descend upon the region's most scenic communities to offer summer baseball at its finest. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League continues to transcend communities and give the best student athletes from across the country a chance at their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit NECBL.com. The New England League. Keep your eye on the dream.
The shortstop, number 18, Chase Acuff.
Got a lot of fans in the house here at Carneys Field, enjoying a good one so far. 1-0 Gulls over the Sharks here in Game 2. It's 6, 7, and 8 for Newport in their half of the second, and the man that just tagged out Grant Norris at second base, Chase Acuff, leads things off. Chops this one hard. Over to Berger at short, comes in and makes the play. One away.
Great play there by Berger. That one a little slow roller to him, but he gets on it quickly and throws out a chuff in his first game today for the Gulls, as he did not appear in Game 1 of the doubleheader.
Yeah, Berger been a clean shortstop for the Sharks so far this season. Shows it there, got the high hop. Fling throw on the run on the money. One away.
First pitch to C.J. Pitaro, drops in for a strike. Pitaro getting the start at third in place of Joe Fortin, who started at third in game number 1. Tried holding up his swing and could not on the 0-1. Quickly makes it 0-2. A strong season up to this point, hitting .317 in this his 16th game. 19 hits over that span. Been almost an everyday guy with this Newport team, as they've just crept over the halfway point in the season. He slaps this one the other way and just foul.
Everybody clap your hands.
Kiley and Smith to follow before the lineup card turns over. One hit for both sides combined came off the bat of Kenny Oyama. As this pitch inside to Pitaro, now it's 2-2. Newport got the scoring started in the first inning on what was a controversial play. 2-2. Just outside. Kenny Oyama at third base was going to score regardless on the play. That's not where the controversy, if you will, comes into play. Initially looked like an RBI ground out charge to Sam Cochran, but Cochran and Woods collided with each other on the first base line and ruled interference and not a clear path to first base. On the outside part of the plate, a called strike 3. Very close call on the outer part, and a strikeout to C.J. Pitaro, 2 away.
The left fielder.
There's already been a couple of times in these first 2 innings where players have not been too happy with calls, especially on the call strike 3.
Now, something that I have not seen at my time watching games at Carneys Field, a manager get tossed. We've seen players get tossed. Last year in the Newport Collegiate Baseball League in 2019, when the Newport Gulls last played. But a manager, it's a whole different ball game, if you will. No pun intended, as Connor Kiley takes ball number 1. It's 1-1. Kiley in the 8 spot for a second straight game for the Newport Gulls. 0 for 3 in game 1. 3 at-bats, kind of the norm for both of these teams in what was just a 7-inning game. And not just 7 innings, but very quickly moving. We started at 3:52 after the Martha's Vineyard Sharks bus broke down. Initially a 3 o'clock start time, moved to 3:52, but the game was chugging along. Just under 2 hours time, finished before 6 o'clock. As Kiley slaps this one, it gets through for a hit. Right in the hole between Duff and Berger. And Connor Kiley picks up his first hit of this doubleheader.
Just as you said, Connor Kiley going 0 for 2, and then Wood coming in to pitch hit for him late in the game. Kiley picks up his first hit. That one goes straight through both Berger and Norris. And the Gulls have their second hit of the game.
Brings up the team leader in on-base percentage, Spencer Smith. What a nice job he's done in the 9-hole for Kevin Winrow. Been pretty much where he's sat all summer long. Hits the 0-1 out of play. Find the intersection of West Marlboro Street and America's Cup Avenue.
Better call Newport Glass.
He did not reach base in game number 1 of this doubleheader, 0 for 3. But that a rare sight for the Northeastern Husky, who does it at over 480 on the season. Big lead for Kiley, 0-1. And therefore a strike right down the pipe. 0-2. No hits and no runs for Martha's Vineyard at this point. 1 run on 2 hits for the Newport Gulls. One of the hits standing over at first base, and Connor Kiley. 0-2 with 2 outs to the 9-hitter. The pitch, Kiley takes off. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Vander Hay works out of trouble after the single to Connor Kiley. Newport 1 hit, but no runs, and 1 runner left on base through 2. And let's keep it here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. I'll toss things over to Liam Tormey, our field reporter, to give us a look around the NECBL. Liam?
Thank you, Zach. So today in the Southern Division, we have one other game going on between the Bristol Blues and the Danbury Westerners. That game right now in the top of the second, score is 0-0. We also had in the Northern Division, Vermont Mountaineers going up against the North Adam Steeplecats. That game actually was postponed due to weather. There is another game though going on in the Northern Division between the Keene Swamp Bats and the North Shore Navigators. A battle between first and second place in that division right now. That game is also in the top of the second with a score of 0-0. Vineyard and Newport, the only other game going on besides those two. And that'll wrap it up for our look around the NECBL.
5 games, including the 2 that we have here today. And Newport looking to split this doubleheader after a tough game number 1 loss. Nelson Berkwich back out for inning number 3. As we have some exciting inning festivities here at Cardines Field. The Ma's Donut Eating Contest has brought this crowd to its feet, as we see here on our monitor. How about a backflip? Oh, couldn't land it. And the worst part about that, not landing the bat flip, but losing about 75% of the donut. Absolutely brutal. Well, we head to the top of the 3rd inning in this 7-inning contest. You know what that means. I'll hand it over to Brennan Morton to take us through innings 3, 4, and 5. Brennan?
Thank you, Zach. It's going to be 7, 8, and 9 for the Sharks here in the top of the 3rd. And leading it off is Levi Usher. Usher did not appear in the first game of the doubleheader this afternoon versus the Gulls, but he's playing in center field tonight. That 0-1 fouled back, so it's quickly 0-2 to him. Levi been up and down so far this season. Right now he's hitting 207 coming into today. That one, big swing, but it's going to be foul over the left field stands. Levi was definitely one of the better prospects coming into this summer after his season at Louisville. And there he gets rung up on a called third strike. Nice off-speed pitch there by Berkowitz.
Yeah, you want to talk about being in a groove. This is his first start of the summer with the Newport Gulls. You would not know that by how he has attacked hitters so far. 2 1/3, only one man has reached, 1 base hit, 4 strikeouts, 7 hitters through. Everything you could have asked for and more if you're Kevin Winroad.
Yeah, he's got it going, and that brings up the left fielder this evening, going to be Tommy Seidel. Seidel did come in for a pinch hitting opportunity in the first game of the doubleheader for Colin Shapiro, but he struck out in that at bat. Quickly ahead in the count, 2-0. And a big swing there, comes up empty. Seidel also starting to get a little groove going. Hitting 237 right now for the Sharks. 2-1. Big swing again, but it comes up empty. So now Berkowitz comes back in the count. Now even at 2-2.
Berkowitz just looks super comfortable out there tonight.
And there it is again, the off-speed gets Seidel looking. So it's back-to-back strikeouts looking for Berkowitz. And that puts his tally at 5 so far tonight.
Hey, you want to talk about pain in the corners. That the second straight time that he's done that, and I'll tell you what, 4 of his 5 strikeouts today coming looking. He knows how to work this zone. He knows how to put it on the edge and really leave Vineyard hitters frozen. That's a lot of what we've seen tonight. Have to really be impressed.
Yeah, that's for sure. Kind of thought about it there with the off-speed coming. And first pitch to A.J. Shaver actually hits him. Looked like it hit his foot. Doesn't look like he's in any discomfort as he makes his way down first. So there's one aboard for the Sharks, and they flip the lineup card for the first time tonight.
Berkowitz had just missed that pitch, gets Shaver right on the leg foot area. It's really just his first mistake of this game so far this evening.
And if you are looking from a length perspective, this is a guy that came out of the bullpen with the Vanderbilt Commodores for this season, actually hit his season high of 3 innings in that College World Series final game against the Mississippi State Bulldogs, but otherwise was more of an inning to 2 inning guy.
That first pitch to Matt Woods swung on and fouled back. Woods also played first base in the first game of the doubleheader. Went 1 for 3. Did have a 2 RBI double that did come from an error at first. That double extended the lead to 3. And that pitch makes it 0-2, another breaking ball that's just breaking in, leaving these Vineyard hitters frozen. So far, watched all 3 of those off-speed pitches. The 1-2, it's bounced in. Shaver's going with a throw down from Wood. It's not bad. It was a great effort. Ball got away from him. He threw it.
My goodness. I don't know if I've ever seen a throw made in the fashion that we just saw it from Wood. Almost like he sort of tried to dodge Woods with the way that he threw it down. And like you said, considering the circumstance, get a look here on the replay, went around him from his knees and made a pretty darn good throw down there.
That ball came out super quick, and usually always hear.
And that pitch swung on, hits to the second baseman, Dawson Brigman, and he makes the play. So that retires the side, and we head to the bottom of the third on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Tuesday, August 3rd, when the 2021 New England League playoffs begin. And this year, the postseason field is bigger than ever. All 14 teams will qualify for the 2021 NECBL playoffs, starting with a single elimination wildcard round and a first-round bye for the first-place team. The winning teams will meet in best-of-3 series for the divisional semifinals and finals. And then, the last two teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2021 postseason. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Cardines Field here in Newport, Rhode Island. The score is 1-0 Gulls as we head to the bottom of the third. We now get to the top of the order again. It's going to be Kenny Oyama to lead it off. He led this game off with a single. First pitch to Oyama is a strike. Vanderhey has been able to pound the zone so far tonight. Sitting right around 91, 92 with his fastball so far. Got up to 94. That fastball just misses high and outside. Oyama was very productive in the first game of the doubleheader. Had a big double and then stole multiple bases. That one he pops up. Looks like Jake Berger at shortstop's going to make the call, and he makes the catch. Quickly one away. So that's going to bring up the second baseman. It's going to be Dawson Pregame. Pregame made his fair share of plays at second in the first game, batting in the same spot again. That off-speed pitch is in there for a strike. Good to see Vanderhey getting ahead in counts so far in this third inning. Fastball looked good, but umpire says just a bit outside. So it's going to even the count at 1-1. That fastball bounces in there. Talk a little bit about Ryan Vanderhey so far for the Sharks. As I said, only 2 games so far this season. And his last appearance against Danbury was a little bit shaken up from a ball that hit him in the head, but he continued a bit and then unfortunately let up some few runs after that. That pitch swung on and grounded back to Vanderhey, makes the play safely and has the underhand toss first in time to get Pregame. So it's quickly 2 away.
As you mentioned, Brenner, just with his stats coming into this game, Vanderhey with the 6.57 ERA, he looks super comfortable out there. And as you mentioned also, coming back from injury against a Newport team that we've seen, Zach, that can hit pitchers pretty well. So through 2 2/3, Vanderhey has looked pretty comfortable besides the 1 run.
Right, obviously that play in that inning kind of got away from him when Oyama did score and Cochran was safe at first. So looks to be settled in right now. Got a good command so far as it brings up Sam Cochran for the second time tonight. A pitch swung on and missed.
Yeah, he's been pounding the zone when you look at it. Nearly twice as many strikes as balls, and like you said, not really the only blemish, but kind of in some ways a tough break for the Sharks, and he's looked good out there, like you said.
That's right. That pitch again looks in a good spot, but not getting the call from the umpire. Vanderhay, not too much of a strikeout pitcher. Only 4 strikeouts so far this season in 5 1/3. And then you go into his college stats, pitched 26 innings this past season combined. As that pitch is swung on, grounded to Jake Berger at shortstop. Makes the play, but Matt Woods drops it at first. So Sam Cochran will be aboard on the error by Matt Woods at first.
Yeah, that's tough. That is the 3rd error for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. 2nd charge to Matt Woods over at first. There's going to be a tight play, but it looks like he's definitely going to be out if that catch is made. And it just squirts out of the glove. You wonder if they're on either end, if they're worried about maybe rushing the play with the speed of Cochran as we've seen in this doubleheader.
Yeah,
regardless of what the case is, though, he's on first.
Yeah, that's for sure. Looked like Jake Berger with a bit of a bobble, but he definitely had the throw in time. Just, maybe that last little sequence with Cochran and Woods kind of looming in both of their heads there. Unfortunate. So now it brings up Matt Wood to the plate.
They got to be careful not to cross those up, right?
That's right. We have Matt Wood, the catcher for the Newport Gulls this evening, and Matt Woods, the first baseman for the Sharks. Fouled that first pitch back, so it's 0-1. Cochran standing at first, and he is going. Swung and a miss. Throw from Jorge Corona, not going to be in time. And Sam Cochran slides safely into second.
Cochran is just so fast on those bases. I mean, his hand was already in there before the ball was even in Berger's hand. So he's just so quick.
Yeah, that's right. Probably would look to throw over just at least once, but Vanderhay going right at Matt Wood, and he's ahead of the count, 0-2. That pitch swung on, fouled left side.
Going to call catcher's interference against Jorge Corona. It did sound like there was additional contact, not just between the bat and the ball. How about that? Interference at first base with Matt Woods, and now we have catcher's interference. How often do you see this?
The first baseman.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate right now for the Sharks. Could have been out of this inning, and now there are 2 runners on.
And it goes down as an error against Corona. Make it 4 errors so far, and we're just in the bottom of the 3rd for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks.
Yeah, 4 errors so far, only 1 run allowed. That's fortunate for the Sharks. Now they're in an even tougher position. See if they can get out of this jam. First pitch from Vanderhay, fastball, high and outside.
And it's even tougher for Vanderhay, who's looked pretty good. And the stuff that's happening out of his control has them with 4 errors. But the score is still 1-0.
That's right, so it brings Gavin Cassis to the plate. That pitch swung on, foul to the left side. So it's 1-1. Cassis was 0 for 3 in the first game of the doubleheader. Has an opportunity here with the speedy Cochran on second in scoring position. And 2 away in the bottom of the 3rd. Pitch swung on, ground to the right side. Wildoff makes a play, it's gonna throw home. But Cochran's gonna come around safely to score.
This guy puts on a masterclass at running the base paths. What Sam Cochran did to work his way all the way around and score on that from second base. Very impressive on a ball that it was not a bad job by Martha's Vineyard. Fielded in the infield. He's deep in the hole. A sliding play, a great play as we get a look on the replay. But Sam Cochran is thinking home all the way. He's thinking 4 and hustle right there. Hustle wins games, and Sam Cochran has put his stamp all over this one.
He is just so quick, as I literally just said 5 minutes ago. The only worry here is that Gavin Cassis, after I believe stepping on first base, He's a little shaken up going down the first base line. He's trying to walk it off now, but it's an RBI single. He looks pounding his hand against his helmet. We'll see if he's all right.
Yeah, certainly
trainers are out there with him.
Certainly a scary moment. Yeah, you wonder if his leg came down awkwardly or his foot in some sense could have, a scary thing comes to mind. Did he, hyperextend something or, something that you see all the time in the game of baseball is Kevin Winterow talking to him over there. And you want to be cautious if you're the Newport Gulls. You see how he feels. If it's not necessarily worth it, and it might be coming out of this one.
I think Coach Winterow pointed over to the
visibly
area.
limping.
Yeah.
I don't think it's right for him to stay in the game. Too good of a ball player, and he got an important summer left, and a very talented player from Vanderbilt. Not worth risking what would be a further injury.
And those are obviously the worst for these guys when it's not even a contact. It's stepping on first base, thinking he's beaten out a throw to first, and he ends up hurting himself.
That'll be Bryce Hewlett that pinch runs for Gavin Cassis. You imagine he'll take over at first base. Of course, started at first in game number 1 between these two.
Yeah, definitely a tough break for Cassis. He is credited with the RBI single. And so that error does prove costly. Gulls lead the Sharks 2-0 now, and first pitch swung on by Chase Chuff. In foul territory is Matt Woods, and he makes the play. So the Gulls do score 1. They lead the Sharks 2-0 after 3 innings.
The NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League.
So the Newport Gulls add to their lead. It's now 2-0 as we head to the top of the 4th. It's going to be Will Duff leading us off. First pitch swinging to the shortstop. Chuff makes a backhanded play and gets the throw in time for the first out of the inning. Great play there by Chuff.
He's on his back foot there after making a sliding stop. And it looks like he was standing the whole time.
You took the words out of my mouth. The most impressive part, arguably, is how effortless he makes it look. Credits where credit's due to Chase Acuff, who has those wonderful sunglasses that we just saw on the screen.
So now it brings up the shortstop, Jake Berger. Berger grounded out in his first at-bat this evening. Which swung foul. So the count is 1-1. Berger, big part of the Sharks' first win in the doubleheader. He went 2 for 4. With an RBI. That fastball upstairs So it's now a hitter's count for Jake Berger. Berger attending Harvard University, so he did not have a season this past year. As he takes a big hack, comes up empty. It's now a full count to Jake Berger. So he looks to get something going here for the Sharks. That pitch swung on. It's looking deep. It's heading to right field. Can't see quite what's going on back there.
Fair ball.
But it looks
Is it? Nope.
like the catch is made. I don't know if that was in fair territory, foul territory. I'm not super familiar with the ballpark, but catch is made. Out number 2.
I'll have to talk to Sam about that one after the game because, yeah, didn't mean to cut you off at all, but that is as confusing as a play as you will get from our vantage point with that just a completely obscure area here at Guardians.
That's right, a well-hit ball there by Jake Berger, obviously displaying some of his power. Looked like he needed probably another 10 to 20 feet. As it's now 2 away here in the top half of the 4th inning. Brings up the designated hitter tonight, Spencer Bramwell.
The funny thing is that only a very small amount of Guardians field in the crowd can see Sam Cochran making that catch out in right field.
Yeah, I feel like if you're a fan here, you almost don't know how to react unless you're sitting over in the bleachers down the third base line.
That pitch swung on, driven down the right field line, but it's going to be foul.
They're close to having round 2 there.
That's right. As we know from first game in all season, Spencer Bramwell swings the bat hard and he hits the ball hard. Now the 1-2, swung on, hit down the right field line again, but it's going to get on top of that big roof out in right field.
Well, Berger and Bramwell, big fans of hitting them near the warehouse as we've seen these last 2 batters here. Yeah, not easy at all from our vantage point.
The check swing by Bramwell. Home plate umpire checks with his first base umpire, says he did not go. So we got a 2-2 with 2 outs here, top half of the 4th inning. The delivery swung on, made contact, heading to center field, and it's going to drop in the little Bermuda triangle between the right fielder, second baseman, and center fielder Kenny Oyama. So Spencer Bramwell is aboard with a 2-out base hit. And once again, just good piece of hitting. Long at bat, worked hard for it, gets aboard.
Bramwell has just had himself a nice day here today at Guardians Field. He's 2 for 5. And he was in the catcher position the first game, played very well.
First pitch swung on by Jorge Corona to the shortstop. Buffini makes the play in time. That ends the top half of the 4th inning. Here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Broadcast? Have a question, comment, or suggestion? Email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Our all-volunteer crew strives to produce the highest quality broadcast possible, and we want to know how we're doing. Be a part of Newport Gulls broadcast and let us know what you think by sending an email to broadcast@newportgulls.com.
Fans, you, our loyal fans, will be selecting 2 players to this year's All-Star Game. Beginning on Monday, July 12th, fans will be able to vote for the final All-Star for each of the North and South Division teams. The player from each division with the most votes will be named to the NECBL All-Star team and suit up with the rest of the All-Stars on Sunday, July 18th in Newport. Fan voting will take place online at vote21.necbl.com beginning on Monday, July 12th. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information.
Back here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. It's going to be 7, 8, 9 batters for the Gulls. Vanderhey still on the mound as CJ Pitaro comes to the plate. Takes that first pitch away for ball 1. Pitaro did not play in the first game of the doubleheader.
The batter is third baseman number 13, C.J. Pitaro.
He is coming into this game hitting .311, so he's had a successful season. No home runs, but he does have 9 runs batted in. That 1-1 pitch bounced in, so it makes 2-1. Pitaro, also a Vanderbilt Commodore. One of many on this Gulls roster. That pitch swung on, fouled back. So it evens count at 2-2.
And having Fortin in the first game and being able to bring in Pitaro for the second, it's not bad for the Gulls to have that situation.
That fastball gets him looking for strike 3. So it's quickly 1 away for the Sharks.
Number 2.
Oh, even though it's a slightly different score with Newport on top 2-0, very reminiscent of the first game of this doubleheader in terms of the pitching duel that we really had back and forth. Berkwich has been outstanding, but Vanderhey's been great as well.
That's right. That makes it the third K, and that pitch swung on. Big hop out to the right fielder, A.J. Shaver. So it's quickly 2 away. That was Connor Keeley popping out.
Again, it is a 2-0 ball game, but neither of the runs against Vanderhey are earned to this point. You got 4 errors from the Martha's Vineyard Sharks on the board. 3 that are pretty brutal breaks. 2 that were interference, 1 by the catcher and 1 by Matt Woods, and another one that was a ball down to second base that caromed off of Kenny Oyama.
That's right. A couple tough breaks now for the Sharks, but they have managed to stay in this game. It's only a 2-run lead right now, but with these 7-inning games, times run out quickly. So important for the Sharks to get out of this inning here and get ready for the bats in the top half of the 5th. But right now it's Spencer Smith at the plate. Connects on that one, but it's trailing foul down the third baseline. So it's quickly 0-2 to Spencer Smith. Spencer obviously having a great season, but struggled in the first game of the doubleheader. Hitting .310 coming into this contest, but went 0 for 3 in the first game. Now facing an 0-2 here from Vanderhey, and gets him swinging. His second strikeout of the night. We head to the top half of the 5th at Cardines Field.
The New England League is the most competitive brand of amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. With 14 teams located in all 6 New England states and over 150 Major League Baseball alumni, The league entertains our region for 2 months every summer. Student athletes from all over the country descend upon the region's most scenic communities to offer summer baseball at its finest. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League continues to transcend communities and give the best student athletes from across the country a chance at their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit NECBL.com. The New England League. Keep your eye on the dream. The 2021 New England League All-Star Game will be hosted by the Newport Gulls at historic Cardines Field on Sunday, July 18th. Join the NECBL's best as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every MLB organization at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. Visit asg21.necbl.com for more information. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Tuesday, August 3rd, when the 2021 New England League playoffs begin. And this year, the postseason field is bigger than ever. All 14 teams will qualify for the 2021 NECBL playoffs, starting with a single elimination wildcard round and a first-round bye for the first-place team. The winning teams will meet in best-of-3 series for the divisional semifinals and finals. And then, the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2021 postseason.
Duke University.
We are back here at Cardines Field. Newport Gulls still lead the Sharks 2-0 as we head to the top half of the 5th inning. It's Grant Norris up to bat. That pitch in there for a strike. Grant Norris quickly down 0-2. It's still Nelson Berkwich on the mound. So far having a great game. Pitched 4 innings, 2 hits, only 5 strikeouts. The delivery swung on line past the shortstop. Chase a cuff. And Grant Norris is aboard with a leadoff single.
Good piece of hitting for your third baseman, Norris. 93 off the bat of the Duke Blue Devil. And that's one of the better pieces of contact I think I've seen all night off of Berkwich, who's, like you said, dealt really well. And if you're Martha's Vineyard trying to get back into the ballgame, getting a leadoff man on as a start.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe flip the pressure a bit towards the Gulls. As there's one aboard, and now steps in is Levi Usher. Usher struck out looking on that off-speed pitch in his first at-bat. And there he is again, swinging at the off-speed pitch. He's quickly behind 0-2. Usher was selected in the 37th round of the 2018 MLB draft by the Los Angeles Angels. And there it is again, the same off-speed pitch looking. Levi Usher rung up on it.
This is what he does. He knows how to work those corners and knows how to get guys looking is what I've really been impressed about. 6 punch-outs for Nelson Berkwich. 5 of them are backwards case.
Hey, now you got the Seagulls all over the infield.
Not called the Newport Gulls for nothing.
Yeah, they're picking up some bits of donut, fighting for it. Crowd loving it.
Yeah, that's where the backflip drop donut can come to backfire you a little bit, as we saw here with the Maz Donuts donut eating competition. One of the more electric mid-inning festivities that we have here at Cardines Field.
Yeah, now so with 1 away, brings up Tommy Seidel. Takes that pitch, fastball in there for a strike. Count is 1-1 to Seidel. Grant Norris on first base. 1-1 bounces in there, and Grant Norris is off. Throw from Wood isn't going to be in time.
Well, it's another good throw by Matt Wood, but just with the situation, the way the ball just trickles out, as you can see here on the replay, just didn't have quite enough time to corral it and then make a good throw to have it be there in time. And the throw was great, but got to credit the hustle there at first base.
Yeah, that's right. 2 throws so far from Matt Wood, both been on target with some good pace, but just in the dirt. And there, Tommy Seidel takes a big whack, but comes up empty, so it evens count at 2-2.
Berkwich looking to strike out Usher and Seidel back-to-back just like he did in the top of the third.
That pitch swung on foul down the third baseline. And as I mentioned, those 2 balls that had gone in the dirt, Sharks haven't gotten the best of jumps, so it's made those plays a little bit closer than they should be at second. But it'll be interesting to see if Matt Wood gets a clean steal attempt, how that time will work out. So Berkwich steps off the mound. Grant Norris retreats to second, now retakes his lead. The 2-2. Swung on, hit deep to right field. Cochran's gonna go back deep. I can't see over there, but they're gonna say foul, I believe.
It is amazing how we are now, this is the 25th game of the season. We have not had that problem once where it's hit into that deep part of the corner. Of course, there's always something you're worried about here at Cardinals Field, but it hasn't really been an issue. And now it's happened twice in a handful of innings here.
That's right. That ball was hit very well. It was hit deep. Not too sure how it was in terms of lining up against the tall fence. There, Seidel fouls off that pitch to stay alive. Working out a good at-bat right now, and obviously an important one. Not too many at-bats left for the Sharks. Right now is 1 out in the top half of the 5th inning. You got a runner at second, Grant Norris, in scoring position. So the 2-2 to Seidel. Swung on, foul back, and we'll do it again. Seidel, as I mentioned, going to be using his extra year of eligibility. Graduated from Harvard, now he's going to the University of Alabama. And he calls time here, reset himself. And now catcher Matt Wood is going to call time and go have a chat with pitcher Nelson Berkwich.
Sorry, the bucket's a little hard.
So now I think we're looking at the 10th pitch of the at-bat. It's a 2-2 count. Seidel's fouled off the last 4, I believe. Berkwich take a look at Norris. The delivery. Swung on, fouled back again. Seidel proving he is a hard out. Hoping to tire Berkwich out.
It's a great at-bat here from Seidel, especially when Berkwich has been dealing all night. You got a runner on second.
Yeah, definitely broken up this rhythm of the game. Before things were flowing for the Gulls. Now, obviously, this proves to be a big at-bat with a runner in scoring position at second. The 2-2. And that one bounced in there. It's going to get away from him. Get away from the catcher, Matt Wood, that is. And Grant Norris jogs down third safely. And now, with this long, hard-fought at-bat by Tommy Seidel, he now has a sacrifice fly opportunity, just one away here. Grant Norris at third.
Yeah, if nothing worse, he has had a outstanding at bat. Even if it results in an out, you get the runner over to third, and he's, like you said, like messed up the rhythm a little bit and really worked up that pitch count.
So Seidel now has a full count. 3-2. Looked at, and it is called ball 4. So Seidel wins the battle, and now as he is aboard at first, we got a first and third situation. Just one out here in the top of the 5th for the Sharks.
That's as impressive of an at-bat as I've seen all night. And to have the plate discipline to look at that ball for, really impressive. It's been a fantastic day for Berkwich, but it might be over here.
Looks like it's going to be.
While we have a change of pitchers, I have a further happy birthday announcement.
Newport Gulls broadcast network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The New England League is the most competitive brand of amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. With 14 teams located in all 6 New England states and over 150 Major League Baseball alumni, the league entertains our region for 2 months every summer. Student athletes from all over the country descend upon the region's most scenic communities to offer summer baseball at its finest. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League continues to transcend communities and give the best student athletes from across the country a chance at their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit NECBL.com. The New England League. Keep your eye on the dream.
So we're going to have a new pitcher here replacing Nelson Berkwich.
Yeah, it's Liam Levangie, the arm for the Newport Gulls. He makes his 7th appearance here tonight. Has been very strong for Newport. 13 1/3 innings, 5 earned runs given up, 18 strikeouts. Keep an eye out on that breaking ball of his, that curveball. Very impressive to watch so far for him. A 3.37 ERA across that span.
18 strikeouts to 2 batters walked for Liam Levangie.
So Seidel going at first. Throw from Woods is going to be over his head, and Grant Norris is going to get in safely, but the throw from Oyama to third. Seidel is going to be safe at third. So the wheels from Seidel, talk about an at-bat, gets himself aboard with a walk and then makes a run happen with his legs, an overthrow from Matt Wood, and he gets himself to third, scores the run, and now it's going to be 1 out, Tommy Seidel at third, and it's a, I think, 1-0 count to A.J. Shaver.
And the Gulls will bring the infield in here now with no force playing the tying run at third.
And that pitch just upstairs.
If you're Levangie, how do you respond to that? I think is the most important part. You still got the lead in your back pocket, and things have gotten a little tighter, but you still got to go to what's working for you.
All right, that's a tough spot for Liam Levangie to step into. Obviously not his fault. He just threw a strike, and then unfortunately an overthrow from Wood, and all of that's not necessarily on him. So now he's got to attack this batter. It's A.J. Shaver. That pitch is high, so it's 2-1.
They've complimented Wood on 2 of his throws to second base, and the third one just getting away from him, leading to the first Sharks run.
That pitch just misses low, so it's 3-1 to Shaver. And as you mentioned, Liam, it's just a tough play. Obviously, he's had some good throws going to him, and I've seen multiple catchers throw down, even with a man on third in this league so far this season, so there's no fear from him. It just got away from him. And that pitch just misses outside. So that's a walk to A.J. Shaver, and now the Sharks flip the lineup card.
got to give a lot of credit to these last two at-bats from Seidel and from Shaver. Just guys that they're not being too overly aggressive in the situation. It's a game that's been very low scoring, and the patient approach has really paid off.
Yeah, that's right. So it brings up Matt Woods, the first baseman, leadoff hitter for the Sharks tonight. And, you know, as I mentioned, you just got to give credit to Tommy Seidel. I think that was maybe 14, 15 pitch at bat where he earned himself a walk, and it's kind of created all this with his legs. That slider swung on, fouled back. So it evens up the count at 1-1. Quickly go over that final stat line for Nelson Berkowitz. 4 1/3 inning, 3 hits, 1 run, 6 strikeouts. Solid outing from him. Now the 1-1 to Woods. Fastball misses low.
And the remarkable thing is as we look here, Brennan, all 3 runs between these two sides unearned because of just the way that this game has gone, and 5 errors combined between these two sides.
So runners going at first, it's Shaver. But it's swung on and missed by Woods. So now the Sharks have runners on second and third. It's A.J. Shaver at second, Tommy Seidel at third. Matt Woods at the plate, just 1 away, but a 2-2 count here to Matt Woods.
And that was identical to before of runner on first and third, and Wood deciding not to throw that time when Shaver steals second.
2-2. Swung on, it's a bloop, and it's caught by the shortstop, Chase the cuff. And it's 2 away. Right there, obviously an important out for the Gulls. That ball doesn't leave the infield, so it keeps the runners held at second and third. And Will Duff now has a chance with 2 away.
As you say, Brandon, probably one of the best case scenarios for the Gulls there. Not leaving the infield, being a little blooper that a Chuff can easily grab out of the air.
Duff been fairly productive so far today. He's put his bat on the ball a few times, also struck out a few times in the first game of the doubleheader. That one there, he looks at for a strike. Important opportunity. Sharks down 1 here in the top half of the 5th. Looks at a ball high. Duff also a member of the Vanderbilt Commodores. So we got plenty between these two teams. The 1-1. Fastball just outside. Fans here at Cardines Field don't necessarily like the call. Lights have come on. Got a great atmosphere for baseball. We got a competitive game to go along with it. 2-1 to Duff. Runners on second and third. Pitch swung on, driven out to center field. It's going to bounce in front of Oyama. He's going to field it cleanly. He's going to come up throwing. It's going to be quickly tipped by the pitcher. Duff is going to make his way to second, and he is aboard with a 2-out, 2 RBI double for Will Duff.
Yeah, he does it again. A huge hit in game 1, and right here in game 2, Vineyard have rallied. Big 3-run spot. It's funny how baseball works. They had a 3-run spot in the 6th in game 1, 3-run spot in the 5th here in game 2. Just a great piece of hitting from Will Duff and great base running there. Really putting the pressure on the Gulls. That ball squeaks past Hewlett, who tried to cut it off, and Duff, smart thinking, is able to get to second.
As I mentioned earlier in this broadcast, Duff, one of my favorite Sharks hitters just to watch. He throws his hands at the ball so well, and there it pays off for him. But it's Jake Berger up to bat. He swings on the first pitch and grounds out to the second baseman, Dawson Pregame. So the Sharks do get 3 runs thanks to some helpful running by Tommy Seidel and some Productive batting by Will Duff. It's 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the fifth.
The Newport Gulls broadcast network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The New England League is the most competitive brand of amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. With 14 teams located in all 6 New England states and over 150 Major League Baseball alumni, the league entertains our region for 2 months every summer. Student athletes from all over the country descend upon the region's most scenic communities to offer summer baseball at its finest.
We are back here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. Sharks just took the lead and now lead the Gulls 3-2. We head to the bottom of the fifth where Kenny Oyama, the leadoff hitter, leads us off. First pitch looked at. Gonna be ball 1 high and outside. Vanderhey heading out for his 5th inning of work. That fastball just misses low. So it's quickly 2-0 to Oyama. So far, Vanderhey, 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, none of them earned. And he's got 5 strikeouts. So he's been productive, but a big guy to get out here. And that fastball is in there for strike 1. Oyama tonight has a single, and he also popped out. So the 2-1. Rising fastball just misses high and outside. Kenny Oyama, definitely one of the hardest batters to pitch to for these guys. He's only standing at 5'4", I believe. And he's just got such good bat speed. And he's quick on the bases, so anything he puts out in play is interesting. That one fouled back over the left field line. And that makes it a full count to Kenny Oyama. The 3-2. Just misses high and inside, so Kenny Oyama is aboard the speedster and now puts the pressure back on the Sharks.
Yeah, I think that's big there, getting Kenny Oyama on base as the first batter of the bottom half of this inning. We saw in the first game, it took until the 6th inning for, you know, the Sharks to get into the bullpen of the Gulls. Took the top of the fifth inning. In this game, let's see if the Gulls can get into the bullpen of Vanderhey in the bottom half of this inning.
First pitch just misses the outside corner, so it's 1-0. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Vanderhey throw over just, you know, a few times even. Important to keep Oyama at first. Just a 1-run game here in the bottom of the fifth. That fastball in there for a strike. Vanderhey looks to continue to pound the zone. Now it's 1-1. To the second baseman, Dawson Brigman. Brigman coming into this contest, batting .304. Been a successful season for him, but 0 for 3 in the first game of the doubleheader. Oyama going, and Corona just can't get that ball out of his hand. He's really ready to throw it, but was on one knee. Obviously that concentration hard when fastest player probably the fastest player in the league that I've seen is on his way to second as he slides in there safely.
Yeah, you would think even if Corona didn't drop that ball that Oyama had a very good possibility of probably getting in there safely.
Yeah, that's right. His uniform covered in dirt. No surprise. So it's now 1-1 to Pregame. Oyama standing at second. Dances at second. That pitch grounded. It's going to spin out foul.
And that is his 12th stolen base so far, and it's just his 16th game and his third today in this doubleheader. He's run all over the base paths, stolen second, stolen third. He's done it all.
Yeah, anytime you play against him, it's just such an important player to get out. Obviously, a walk does no good because he's just set up on the base path, and as a leadoff hitter, he loves having no one else in front of him on the base path, so it's his to roam free. And there he is dancing at second, making Vanderhey think about it as he goes with the leg kick and then spin back to second, steps off. You know, that type of attacking offense really flips the pressure back on the defending team, especially the pitcher Ryan Vanderhey. He's in a tough spot here. That fastball misses inside, so now it evens count at 2-2. Dawson Pregame. And it just forces your ball club to pay so much attention to that, and it really takes away from just getting that out because you know he's there and he has the opportunity to score on any sort of play, any ball in play. That breaking ball, beautifully timed, beautifully placed, and gets him swinging. So Vanderhey takes care of Pregame, but now he moves on. Just as tough of a hitter, Sam Cochran. And now the hitting coach, Camille Maquette, is going to come out. He's now moved into the head coach role after Coach Mendez was tossed in the first inning. And we are going to get a pitching change.
The official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Cardines Field. We are in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Sharks are on top of the Gulls, 3-2. We got a pitching change. It's going to be Matthew Silverling. Silverling 1-0 on the season. He's made 4 appearances, 8 innings pitched, with 6 strikeouts and 8 hits allowed. And he's got Oyama at second, facing Sam Cochran. First pitch gets past Jorge Corona. So that first pitch gets away from him and moves Oyama, the speedy Oyama, to third base. And that's important because now the sacrifice fly is in play. Oyama has plenty of pace to make it home. Just got to be deep enough. And those rules differ when it's him at third. That pitch swung on, fouled off left field line.
That pass ball is similar to the top half of the inning, with Matt Wood having to get in front of a couple balls and advancing the Sharks runners into better scoring position. Now Kenny Oyama serves as the tying run for the Gulls.
So that 1-1 swung on and missed. Now he's ahead in the count. It's 1-2 to Cochran. Obviously, another important area to look out for is his pass ball. Oyama probably will be coming home. Huge stop there by Jorge Corona, the catcher.
You almost called it right on.
Obviously, both Silverling and Corona have that in the back of their mind. Silverling's got to be ready to cover home plate if it does get by him. The 2-2 swung on, fouled back. Good off-speed pitch. Had Cochran a bit confused there. As you mentioned, folks, this is a 7-inning game, so being in the bottom half of the 5th inning, this is an important opportunity for the Gulls, down 1. Just 1 away. So the 2-2 to Cochran. Pitch swung on, fouled back again. So we'll do it again. It's 2-2 to Cochran. Cochran with an RBI single in the first inning. Scored Oyama. That pitch swung on, hit hard, and it gets past the shortstop, Jake Berger. Oyama comes in to tie the game. It's now 3-3.
Jake Berger looked a little upset with himself there. I think that just got under his glove. I think he'll be a little upset not to get at least something on that one and hold up Oyama.
Yeah, you never know what happens if the infield is back in that situation, but it is a very good piece of contact for Sam Cochran. Got it right back up the middle, and this is what he does. He fights in counts. He'll fight off waste pitches, and then just an excellent contact hitter, the leader, and hits on this team for a reason.
Yeah, now you're kind of in a similar spot now with a speedy Cochran on. But now, nobody on ahead of him, so the steal opportunity comes back into play, and it brings up catcher Matt Wood. Wood takes a big hack at this one. It's fouled back. Cochran now with 2 of the 3 runs batted in for the Gulls tonight. Both important as he ties the game. That pitch swung at 5 to Matt Woods, first baseman. Makes a quick throw to second and gets him out. And Jake Berger with the turn gets him at first. The double play is turned by the Sharks, gets him out of the inning. Good fielding there from the Sharks, but the Gulls do get 1, evens the game at 3-3 as we head to the top of the 6th.
The New England League is the most competitive brand of amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. With 14 teams located in all 6 New England states and over 150 Major League Baseball alumni, the league entertains our region for 2 months every summer. Student athletes from all over the country descend upon the region's most scenic communities to offer summer baseball at its finest. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League continues to transcend communities and give the best student athletes from across the country a chance at their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit NECBL.com. The New England League, keep your eye on the dream. The 2021 New England League All-Star Game will be hosted by the Newport Gulls at historic Cardines Field on Sunday, July 18th. Join the NECBL's best as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every MLB organization at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. Visit asg21.necbl.com for more information. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry.
Head to the last 2 frames here at Cardines Field. Thanks for joining us. It's another tight one between these two. As we headed to the 6th in Game 1, a 1-1 game, and here we are in Game 2, a 3-3 game. First pitch into the cleanup man, Spencer Bramwell, fouled back out of play.
And Liam Levangie, of course, back out there for the Gulls. Came in to the top half of that 5th inning.
It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks, who had a big top of the 5th inning. 3-run spot. This is what this team does. They did it in Game 1, 3 runs in the 6th in that frame, and 3 runs in the 5th for a brief moment. Gave them a 3-2 lead, but Newport answered the bell and scored themselves, tying this one up. An RBI single off the bat of Sam Cochran. Trout holding a swing off in this one. Did he go? No, he did not. And Matt Wood was racing back to the backstop in case the umpire and crew said he did go, but he did not, so it's 1-2.
So, would that play have been dead? Or would he just, if Matt Wood picks up the ball and then he goes?
Well, it depends how high up it hits the, if it hits the netting, I believe it's dead, but if it hits the fence, it's certainly, it's tough at that point. This one's in the dirt. Strike number 3. Gymnastics as Bramwell looks to avoid Wood, but he's thrown out. And there's another strikeout. Liam Levangie gets his first strikeout, but the 7th of the night for the Newport Gulls, 1 down on the 6th.
Number 30, Jorge Corona.
Bramwell did do a little bit of gymnastics there, stretching it out, but Wood makes the easy throw over to Hewlett at first base.
When you look from a statistical standpoint, very even game between these two. Jorge Corona, the batter, looks at fastball inside. 3 runs on 4 hits and 4 errors for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Match that with 3 runs on 4 hits, 2 errors for the Newport Gulls. As Corona hits this foul. Game that's seen a lot. 6 combined errors. And a manager tossed right away in the bottom of the 1st inning as a controversial interference call at first base.
It must mean we're set up for more.
This pitch just misses. Make it 2-1 to Corona. Oh for 2 today. One of the 6 strikeouts for the Sharks this evening. 2-1. Driven back foul. Find its way near the fire station. A run for Newport in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, and 1 in the 5th. A lot more spread out compared to Martha's Vineyard's big 3 spot coming in the top of the 5th. 2-2 is shot the other way, but Brigman's there. Easy play. And 2 away. 2 up and 2 down for Liam Levangie to this point. Only giving up 1 hit. Now through an inning and a third. First man out of the bullpen for the Newport Gulls. He now faces Grant Norris. Third baseman for Martha's Vineyard had a big night tonight. Looks at strike number 1 from Levangie. Had the very first hit of the game for Martha's Vineyard in the second inning, but was gunned down. Hit out to right field. Sam Cochran made a perfect throw to his former record college teammate Chase Acuff. 0-1 drops in there, but just misses the zone. .70 miles an hour on the gun from the Bryant Bulldog, Liam Levangie. Going to finish off inning number 6 without any trouble. 1-1. Downstairs, make it 2-1 to the Duke Blue Devil. There's a strike on the lower part of the plate, and the count is even at 2-2. A great game in front of a great atmosphere here at Cardines Field. Attendance of 2,257 here on Salve Regina University night in the City by the Sea. Breaking balls in there for strike 3. Oh, there it is from Liam Levangie. We've been waiting for it all night. And it's there to retire the side. We got a tie ball game, 3-3 as we go to the bottom of the 6th on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information.
Crunch time at Cardines Field, bottom of the 6th. Bryce Hewlett, the first batter, grounds one sharply to Matt Woods. A 3 unassisted, and there's quickly one down in the bottom of the 6th.
Hewlett again going after that first pitch. He grounds it out that time. Coming in for Gavin Cassis. Of course, he went out in the bottom of the 3rd. Well, it looks to be hopefully a non-serious injury. But only time will tell.
Well, what an opportunity for Chase Acuff in his second game as a Newport Gull. Coming up at a tie ball game in the bottom of the 6th. But it's really the bottom of the 8th. A 7-inning ball game here at Cardines Field. Game number 2 of this doubleheader between these two teams. Grounds this sharply. It is just a foul ball by inches.
Very close there.
And Norris did come up with the baseball. Would have been not the easiest of plays from one side of the diamond to another. Had a base hit on the very first pitch he saw as a Newport Gull. That 8-1 win over the Mystic Schooners. Not the only hit he had that night. 2 for 4 in his Newport Gulls debut, including a double. 0-2. It's upstairs. Now 1-2 to the Eckerd College senior. One, two. It's driven up the middle. This ball falls for a base hit. Chase Acuff gets things started for the Newport Gulls in his second game as a goal. Trying to get a rally started here in the home half of the sixth.
Chase Acuff has made a couple nice defensive plays. Now getting what the Newport Gulls hope is a start to a victory and a start to a lead in the bottom of this sixth inning. CJ Butaro has struck out twice. You know for sure he'll be looking for his first base hit.
He looks at a first pitch strike from Matt Siverling. Out for his second inning of work. That's the second hit he has given up so far. Now we'll check in over on Acuff, who's back in time. He replaced Vanderhey, who went 4 1/3, gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, one of them earned the walk and 6 strikeouts. 0-1. It's a chopper over to the second baseman. Duff. Only play is to first, and they got him.
Wow.
Or I beg your pardon, he made the tag on Acuff. A double play to retire the side. What a play from Duff, and it ends the bottom of the sixth inning. Head to the seventh. Apparently any CBL Broadcast Network tie game 3-3 between the Gulls and the Sharks.
Fans, you, our loyal fans, will be selecting 2 players to this year's All-Star Game. Beginning on Monday, July 12th, fans will be able to vote for the final All-Star for each of the North and South Division teams. The player from each division with the most votes will be named to the NECBL All-Star team and suit up with the rest of the All-Stars on Sunday, July 18th in Newport. Fan voting will take place online at vote21.necbl.com beginning on Monday, July 12th.
Tie ball game as we go to the top of the 7th. And this 7-inning doubleheader between the Newport Gulls and the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. A pitching change for Kevin Winterrode's team. They hand things over to the USC Trojan, Ethan Hoopengarner, making his 8th appearance this year for Newport, all out of the bullpen. He has pitched 16 1/3 innings, giving up 12 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them earned, and 18 strikeouts compared to 9 walks, a 2.75 ERA for the righty. He faces 7, 8, and 9 in the Martha's Vineyard Sharks order. Begins with Levi Usher, the center fielder. Takes a high fastball. He's ahead 2-0 against Hoopengarner.
Hoopengarner played in that game on Saturday in Game 1 in the 3-1 victory. Pitched 2 innings. Only let up 2 hits, had 1 strikeout, and no earned runs.
Was part of a scoreless relief effort for the Newport Gulls. Hoopengarner's 2 innings, and Grant Umberger a scoreless top of the 7th that got Newport the win. But here a 4-pitch walk issued to Levi Usher. That starts things here in the 7th.
The left fielder, number 13, Tommy
Leadoff man aboard for Martha's Vineyard. And now it's Tommy Seidel who'll get his opportunity with Usher on first. First pitch is a fastball that drops in there for a strike from Hoopengarner. Seidel maybe as impressive of an at-bat as we have seen here tonight at Cardines Field. 11-pitch walk in the 5th as they'll check over on Usher back in time. It was in that 5th inning and played a pivotal role in that frame that Martha's Vineyard scored 3 in all the runs they have tonight coming in the top of the 5th. Newport more scattered. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, and 1 in the 5th. 0-1. Just misses. Seidel takes it's 1-1.
I mean, that at-bat by Seidel in the top of the 5th was something else, especially making Umberger work.
Runner goes. Wood from his knees. Close play. He's in there safe. Oh, Matt Wood almost made an incredible throw from his knees on a hop down to second, but hustle from Levi Usher earns him a stolen bag. Well, you cannot make much of a better throw than that from the knees, Matt Wood. Nearly made the play, but now a runner in scoring position for the Sharks. The potential go-ahead run in inning number 7. 2-1 to Seidel. Fastball, it misses outside. Make it 3-1. A .243 hitter coming into this doubleheader. He was used as a pinch hitter in Game 1 and now starts in Game 2. 3-1. There's a strike for Hoopengarner. Gets one back, and we've gone full. That's just the 3rd walk issued by the Newport Gulls so far tonight. Giving up 4 hits. 3-2. His line. This will split the gap and get down for a base hit. Cochran's over the field. Here comes Usher to the plate. Throw goes into second. Levi Usher scores. And Martha's Vineyard, here in the top of the 7th in this 7-inning game, takes a 4-3 lead.
Yeah, just another great at-bat by Tommy Seidel. Obviously worked the count there and finally got his pitch, drove it in the right center gap, scores the runner. Just making a big impact in this game tonight.
A pivotal base hit. 2 batters and both have reached. One has scored, and now off and running to second is Seidel on the ball in the dirt. He'll make it in safe. He has run all over Cardines Field tonight.
He has had a very interesting second game here. Seidel has, and interesting as in good. He really has been all over the place.
That double play possibility now evaporated. With A.J. Shaver, the Florida State Seminole, at the dish. 1 run on the board, a chance for more. Newport looking to limit the damage. 1-0. Grounded right on the screws, but playable for Acuff. Only play is over at first. Good scoop from Hewlett. And there's the first out. A productive one at that for Shaver, as the runner Seidel able to move to third.
Yeah, got to give credit right there to Hewlett. Made it look like a casual scoop. If he doesn't make that play, just the bleeding keeps going there. Puts another fast runner on first base.
And potentially skips away. It could have been run number 5.
Exactly. You got Seidel already on third.
Infield creeps in for Newport as the lineup card flips over. The top of the lineup for the 4th time this evening for Martha's Vineyard. It's Matt Woods, first baseman. Looking for a potential play at home. 1 down here in the 7th. Big swing and a miss from Woods. And it's 0-2. 0 for 3 today. 2 groundouts, a 3 unassisted, and a 4-3 put out, as well as a pop out to Chase Acuff. Shortstop as this pitch, swing and a miss for strike number 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. 3-pitch strikeout to Matt Woods, and a huge second out for Ethan Hoopengarner.
That is huge for Hoop and Gardner. Get rid of the sacrifice fly playability. Now one more out in any way, and the Gulls have an opportunity to get the game back.
Won't be an easy out at that. Will Duff, the batter. This pitch squirts away. Throw to the plate. And he's in there safe. Unbelievable base running from Seidel. It continues. The hustle to the plate. A head-first dive in safe. And the Vineyard add to the lead. Can you believe that?
Yeah, there it is again. Obviously, what we've been talking about all night. Seidel's just got great heart, and he's obviously one of the bigger competitors that I've ever met. He's a great guy in the dugout, brings energy to this team, and once he got on board, there again, he makes something happen. He scores, and here's Will Duff, a big bat.
Puts a charge into one in the right, but Sam Cochran makes the catch, ending the top of the 7th. One last chance for the Newport Gulls. Let's keep it here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. I'll toss things over to Liam Tormiel, our field reporter. Give us one final look around the NECBL.
So, in the NACBL, in the Southern Division, we have the game between the Bristol Blues and Danbury Westerners. That game, 8-3 in favor of the Bristol Blues.
Would you look at that?
Would you look at that? A team that hasn't won many games this season, but Blues are up 8-3 in the bottom of the 7th. That game, of course, is not a doubleheader, so that will be going all 9 for the Blues. Christopher Davis, 3 for 4 on the day with 1 RBI and 1 run, but a great day for him. And then in the Northern Division, we have the North Shore Navigators and Keene Swamp Bats, a game between the first and second place in that Northern Division right now. That game is also in the bottom of the 7th with North Shore Navigators up 1-0 in what is a pitcher's duel. So those two games are the only ones going on around the NECBL. Tonight, the game with Vermont and with North Adams was postponed due to weather. So those two games and the game here tonight at Cardines Field are the only ones going around the NECBL this evening.
It's one last chance for the Newport Gulls that now need 2 runs to keep this game alive. 3 to win it. 8-9-1 for Newport. Connor Kiley, the local kid, Portsmouth, Rhode Island native, trying to start things off for the Gulls. Swings and misses at the first pitch he sees. He is 1 for 2 tonight. One of the 5 Newport Gulls hits came in the 2nd inning for Kiley. 0-1. Skips in the dirt. It's still Matt Siverling out on the bump for Martha's Vineyard. He's pitched an inning and 2/3 to this point, replacing Vanderhey, and is not allowed a run to score. 2 hits to his name. 1-1 shot back out of play. And now 1-2 to the left fielder.
Better call, Newport relax.
261 hitter coming into tonight's action. No homers, 6 RBIs. Drives this one into fairly deep right field, but camping under it and making the catch is the right fielder. Shaver making the play. And Newport only 2 outs to work with. Well, it was this part of the lineup that helped get a rally started in the 7th in game number 1 here just a couple of hours ago. 7-8-9 for the Gulls. This time 8-9-1 will try to do it. Spencer Smith, the 9-hitter for Newport, takes a big hack at pitch number 1. It's 0-1.
Spencer hasn't had much luck at the plate tonight. He hasn't got a hit at all today, I should even say, so he needs one here to keep Gulls alive.
Slaps this one out of play. He's quickly behind 0-2.
Yeah, it's been a tough day for Spencer Smith, and it's kind of been a common theme of him just getting behind in the count. Multiple 0-2 at-bats, and found himself kind of flailing at the 3rd strike, swinging.
Going to avoid his 3rd strikeout tonight. 0-2. It's outside. 1-2 to the designated hitter for the Newport Gulls tonight. Was the shortstop in game 1. Chase Acuff taking over that position for game 2. 1-2. Upstairs and a duck from the Northeastern Husky. This count's gone even at 2-2. 2 pivotal runs for Martha's Vineyard coming in the top of this frame. Not the difference right now. Newport needs 2 to keep things going. 2-2 is swung on and missed from Smith for strike 3. Big strikeout on the bump from Matt Siverling. And Newport is down to their final out.
Don't forget, folks, this is a seven inning game.
That is Spencer Smith's third strikeout of the game. It's a day he probably won't want to remember.
Kenny Oyama is the last hope for the Newport Gulls. Looks out a first pitch strike. Well, it is remarkable how the game of baseball works. Almost like watching the same movie twice in some ways, as Newport was down to their final out with this part of the order up in the 7th of game 1. Kenny Oyama and Dawson Brinkman were able to earn back-to-back walks to keep Newport alive for the moment. 0-2 in the dirt. Newport is down to their final strike again. Need at least one base runner to bring the tying run. Need one to bring the tying run to the plate and to get things more interesting. 1-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's your ball game. The Martha's Vineyard Sharks come into Cardines Field and sweep the doubleheader against the Newport Gulls, winning tonight by a score of 5-3. We'll come back and break this one all down for you on the Newport Gulls postgame show. Don't go away on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The New England League is the most competitive brand of amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. With 14 teams located in all 6 New England states and over 150 Major League Baseball alumni, the league entertains our region for 2 months every summer. Student athletes from all over the country descend upon the region's most scenic communities to offer summer baseball at its finest. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League continues to transcend communities and give the best student athletes from across the country a chance at their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit NECBL.com. The New England League. Keep your eye on the Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information.
Back here at Cardines Field, it's a final between the Newport Gulls and the Martha's Vineyard Sharks, as Martha's Vineyard win both games of this doubleheader here this afternoon and evening on a Monday. With that, we welcome you to the Newport Gulls postgame show. Zach Letson joined alongside the voice of the Martha's Vineyard Sharks, Brennan Morton, as well as the field reporter for the Newport Gulls, Liam Tormey, to break this one down for you in what was another fantastic game between these two teams. But it was those 2 runs in the 7th that really made the difference for the Sharks.
Yeah, talk about a competitive game. Obviously, both pitchers were successful, but it was the Sharks that came out on top. Just a few more hits and clutch hits, that is. Obviously, Will Duff having a good day, a couple RBIs, but it also was, the heart and soul of Tommy Seidel with that 14 or 15 pitch at bat that really changed the course of this game. And eventually the Sharks took a lead and then held that, and just solid pitching the whole way out. Obviously, 4 errors, unexpected, wasn't like the Sharks, but they were able to respond with their bats and a comeback win is always nice for an away team.
Meanwhile, for Newport, it's a second straight tough loss. They're able to rally and get that game-tying hit to tie it at 3, thanks to Sam Cochran, who made a couple big plays tonight for the Gulls. And again, just like in that first game, a lot of bright spots and a lot that you got to be happy about from a pitching standpoint.
Oh, absolutely. From a pitching standpoint, I think going forward, the Gulls can be super happy with where they're at. Nelson Berkwich comes in his first appearance and start for the Gulls this evening. He was fantastic. He looked like he was in command of all of his pitches. He just had that one inning where he lets up the first runner with no outs, and from there, things kind of got lopsided for the Gulls. They let in 3 runs after bringing up 2-0 in that 5th inning, and it kind of went sideways for them. Some guys at bat that didn't have their best of days in both games. Spencer Smith didn't get a hit. Pregame didn't get a hit in this game, but as you mentioned, Sam Cochran was great in both games for the Gulls. Oyama was great as well, but the pitching will still be the highlight and the positivity moving forward for this Gulls team.
So Berkwich, in his first appearance as a Newport Gull, goes 4 1/3 and only allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, striking out 6. Did not pick up the decision in tonight's game. A couple of close, tough losses in Game 1, 4-2. In Game 2, 5-3. This one drops Newport to a record of 16-9. Well, that'll do it for us up here, for Brennan and myself up here. Brennan, I know you got a long trip back to Martha's Vineyard tonight, so we'll let you go. And thanks so much for joining us out here. And I'll hand things over now to Liam Tormey to bring us to break this one down a little bit further for us. Liam?
Absolutely. So the Gulls today started off this second game in a bit of better shape than they did the first game. In the top of the first, we saw Kenny Oyama start, or the bottom of the first, excuse me, Kenny Oyama lead off things for the Gulls with a single. He stole a couple bases, got all the way to third. Sam Cochran let him in for an RBI single, where we saw Coach Mendez of the Martha's Vineyard Sharks get ejected for arguing the call of Sam Cochran interfering with Woods at first base. It was definitely a sight to see here at Cardines Field, but Nelson Berkwich, he looked very good for the Gulls going into the rest of the evening. He was comfortable, 6 strikeouts, 4 1/3, as we mentioned. He was dominating. He did everything he needed to for the Gulls, put them in the right spot. In the bottom of the third, Gavin Cassis gets an RBI single for the Gulls to put them up 2-0. Unfortunately, Cassis ends up with an injury after running through first base. It looked like to be, don't want to speculate, but a knee or leg injury after stepping on first base safely. Hewlett came in at first base to overtake him. And then in the top of the 5th was where the Sharks kind of got their groove going. Tommy Seidel, as Brennan said, was fantastic in that 5th inning in that, about 12 pitch at bat. That really led to the momentum going towards the Sharks. Wood overthrew a pitch to second base where Norris scored on, and then Duff comes in with a 2-run RBI double. The Gulls came back, tied things up with a Cochran RBI single in the bottom half of the 5th inning. But the top of the 7th, Seidel gets an RBI single, and then a pass ball lets Seidel to score to make this 5-3. And in the end, the Gulls lose 5-3 in this one. It came into this doubleheader today, 2-0 against the Sharks this season. End up now 2-2, which could be pivotal moving towards the second half of the season when things start to get closer and the Gulls try to wrap up that #1 spot in the Southern Division. But the Gulls dropped 2 today. They'll get back tomorrow with a game against the Danbury Westerners, who are losing tonight against the Bristol Blues. Missing out on a couple pieces today. Obviously, Justin Guerrero wasn't in the lineup, who has been their MVP so far in the first half of the season. We'll see if he comes back for the Gulls tomorrow. But either way, the Gulls dropped this second game of the doubleheader 5-3. A disappointing one, but at the same time, the Gulls are still in possession of first place in the Southern Division. Some bright spots, of course, and getting to see Nelson Berkwich on the mound for his arrival in Newport. So that'll do it for me, Liam Tormey, on the NECBL Broadcast Network. We'll send it back down to Zach Leston, who is right on the sideline and he'll take it away.
The Gulls fall in Game 2 of this doubleheader to the Martha's Vineyard Sharks by a score of 5-3, dropping Newport to 16-9 on the season. That'll do it for our coverage here from historic Cardings Field. Newport looks to bounce back tomorrow as they look to beat the Danbury Westerners for the first time out on the road at Rogers Park. And we'll be right back here for our next home broadcast coming up Wednesday against the Mystic Schooners. So for my broadcast partners, Brendan Morton and Liam Tormey, and our producer Tom Lima, I'm Zach Letson signing off for the final time. Newport falls by a score of 5-3.